The title of this presentation is Goal Setting, Goals and Feedback. My name is Brian Long, and I'll be your presenter today. This presentation was created for use in the field of physical therapy, goal setting theory. Now, what is goal setting theory? Goal setting theory was created by Dr. Edwin A. Locke. It refers to the effects of setting goals on performance. Dr. Locke found that individuals who set goals that were specific and difficult, maybe not that difficult, that's better. Individuals who set goals that were specific and difficult perform better than those who set easy, general goals. For example, not setting deadlines, which allows all the time in the world. Dr. Locke and Dr. Gary Latham summarized 35 years of empirical research on goal setting theory in an article titled Building a Practically Useful Theory of Goal Setting and Task Motivation, a 35-year odyssey. In this article, several study results were brought together in order to compare and contrast. One of the core results showed that the highest level of effort occurred when tasks were not too easy or hard, but of moderate difficulty. People that were urged to do their best performed poorer than those given goals that were difficult and specific. This may be due to a lack of goal specificity, which reduces goal variation by informing the performer precisely what he or she is supposed to do. Self-efficacy. According to Understanding Motivation and Emotion by John Marshall Reeve, self-efficacy is the capacity to improvise ways to best translate personal abilities into effective performance. For example, taking a boy who practices shooting basketball every day and having him be able to use his shooting abilities to make baskets during a game. Having a high self-efficacy allows you to become more committed and creative in performance. It also allows you to respond more positively to negative feedback. All of this is extremely important to goal setting. Getting back to goals, Dr. Locke outlines 4 mechanisms through which goals affect performance. The first is that goals serve a directive function, meaning that they direct attention and effort towards activities relating to the goal. The second is that they have an energizing function. Greater effort is associated with high goals as opposed to low goals. The third mechanism is persistence. This is where tight deadlines come into play. Tighter deadlines elicit a more rapid work pace. So, for example, instead of just saying, "You will regain full use of your arm," you could say, "You should regain full use of your arm by such and such date, forbidding mishaps and assuming you follow instruction." The fourth is mental stimulation. Goals indirectly affect action by leading to arousal, discovery, and/or use of knowledge and strategies relevant to the task. After a person attempts to achieve a goal, it is important they be provided feedback. This feedback may come from you, someone else, what they are working on, or even the environment itself. Feedback is crucial because it reveals progress in relation to goals. Without feedback, one wouldn't know how to adjust their efforts or strategies in order to accomplish the goal. Let's take a look at an article by the name of Examining the Effects of Adult and Peer-Mediated Goal Setting and Feedback Interventions for Writing, 2 studies. 4 researchers conducted 2 experiments in order to determine the effects of goal setting and performance feedback on curriculum-based measurement in written expression, known as the CBMWE. CBMWE produces scores that have been shown to be reliable and valid indicators of general writing achievement. The first study consisted of 4 classrooms composed of 114 fourth grade students, 56 male and 58 female. Students in the experimental group were provided with feedback from their teachers about their performance and were given new weekly goals once a week for 10 weeks, while those in the control group received nothing. The second study consisted of 6 classrooms composed of 106 fifth grade students, 42 male and 64 female. 3 classrooms acted as control groups while the other 3 were considered experimental. Experimental students were provided feedback from their peers by exchanging papers and evaluating one another's total words written and then adding 1. They then identified 3 things that their partner did well and 1 to 3 things their partner could improve upon. Both studies showed that students receiving the feedback and goal-setting intervention achieved higher performance post-intervention than control groups. This shows the importance of feedback and goal-setting strategies for your patients. Let's take a look at an example of something you will encounter in physical therapy and apply 3 strategies to use to effectively motivate the patient. You have a man come in with a knee replacement. Because of this, he can barely bend his leg at the knee. Right away, you notice that he has a low tolerance for pain and shies away every time you attempt to manually assist in bending his leg. As the therapist, you know that the longer he avoids bending the leg, the harder it will be, and if he is unable to get his knee to bend to at least 120 degrees by the time specified by his doctor, then he will have to have a manipulation done due to scar tissue buildup. The first strategy you could use to effectively motivate the patient is to persuade him by simply explaining the goal, the deadline, the reasoning, and the consequences if he is unable to reach the goal in time, and showing confidence that he has the ability to attain the goal. After talking with you, he begins to work with you. The second strategy you may choose to use in motivating your client is to increase self-efficacy by ensuring that he is properly taught the exercises he should be doing at home to ensure constant progress, or little regression, and safety. The third strategy that would be effective in boosting the patient's motivation is timely feedback. Let him know how he is doing in regards to your expectations so that he will know if he is on track or if he has fallen behind via regression and will need to exercise more at home. People respond well to reassurance and praise for being on track or being ahead of the game. So now you've learned about several aspects of goal setting and feedback. Start looking for ways to apply this information to your personal lives, careers, or others around you, and watch what can be accomplished. Thank you.